Welcome to this visual explainer. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and honestly pretty controversial approach from Titan Aesthetics. It's called the 20-minute muscle blueprint, and it challenges basically everything we've been taught about traditional fitness. Get ready, because we're looking at a completely different way to view your workouts. We're going to use their blueprint to break down exactly how you can optimize every single second of your effort for maximum gains. So, without wasting any time, let's jump right in.
Why doesn't your body change? Look, I know exactly how frustrating that is. You spend an entire hour sweating at the gym, jumping from machine to machine, grinding through endless routines from Monday to Saturday, and yet when you check the mirror weeks later, everything looks exactly the same. It's incredibly demotivating. But today's source material tells us something really revealing. Most people don't plateau because they're lazy. They plateau because of a massive excess of completely unnecessary volume.
Here is our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The myth of the hour. 2. The 4 basic movements. 3. Quality of muscular tension. 4. Strategic rest. And 5. The 20-minute structure. By the end of this session, you'll have a complete, scientifically backed action plan ready to go. Let's start with number 1.
Section 1. The myth of the hour. The illusion of time versus real results.
I want you to burn this number into your brain. 20. Your muscles, they don't have an internal clock. They aren't counting the minutes you spend under the fluorescent lights of the gym. The only thing your physiology actually cares about is the quality of the stimulus it receives. Literally, 20 minutes of highly focused, intelligent training can generate significantly more muscle growth than a full hour of just wandering around lifting weights.
And here is exactly why that happens. There's a massive difference between the illusion of productivity and a real stimulus. On one side, you have your typical routine, doing 8 to 10 different exercises for a single muscle group. The source calls this junk volume. You leave the gym totally exhausted, dripping in sweat, genuinely feeling like you worked hard, but your body has zero physiological reason to adapt. On the flip side, we have real stimulus, using the absolute minimum number of exercises, but applying maximum mechanical tension. The idea that you have to hit a muscle from every conceivable angle, it's just a myth holding you back.
Which brings us to a major paradigm shift in Section 2, the 4 basic movements. We're eliminating the unnecessary so we can focus on what actually works.
According to the source material, you really only need 4 categories of movement to activate absolutely everything in your body. First up, push movements. Think barbell presses or push-ups. Boom, that hits your chest, shoulders, and triceps in one go. Second, pull movements, like pull-ups and rows, which are fundamental for building back thickness and developing the biceps. Third, and absolutely crucial, legs. Exercises like squats or Romanian deadlifts are so demanding that they generate a systemic, whole-body stimulus and a massive hormonal response. And finally, the core. This isn't just about looking good at the beach, it's about efficiently transferring force to all those other movements. The big takeaway here? These multi-joint exercises recruit massive amounts of muscle fiber all at once.
Now, let's get into the biomechanics in Section 3, quality of muscular tension. This is all about making every single second under the bar truly count.
Listen, chasing a high number of reps or trying to heave a massive amount of weight using momentum is absolutely useless if you aren't controlling the tension. Your muscles only respond to time under tension. So step 1, lower the weight slowly. 1 full second, 2 full seconds. Really control that downward phase and feel the muscle stretching completely. Then, step 2, push or pull with explosive force for exactly 1 second. You want to explode upward but without bouncing and without swinging. If you lock in this exact rhythm, the effectiveness of your workout multiplies exponentially and you don't even have to add a single extra set.
And that precise, controlled rhythm leads us to a vital concept for this whole blueprint: muscular failure. But pay close attention to how they define it. It is not about torturing yourself until the bar literally crushes you. The absolute sweet spot for growth is stopping exactly 1 or 2 repetitions before you hit your absolute physical limit. Think about it. If you finish a set and deep down you know you could have easily knocked out 4 more reps, the stimulus was just too weak to force your body to adapt. You've got to push right up to that limit to force growth. But crucially, you leave that 1 last rep in the tank so you don't completely fry your nervous system's ability to recover.
Speaking of recovery, let's look at one of the most widely ignored areas in the gym. Section 4, strategic rest. Recovery is not a pause from the system. It's an integral part of it. We see this all the time, right? You finish lifting, and automatically, out comes the phone to scroll through social media. We need to reframe this completely. Rest is a highly precise tool.
If your goal for an exercise is metabolic stress and density, you need to rest exactly 60 to 90 seconds. No more, no less. But if you're working with heavy loads to maintain pure strength, you need a full 2 to 3 minutes to recover. Why is this so absolutely critical? Because without this exact, dialed-in recovery time, your next set is going to lack the necessary intensity. And weak sets simply do not build muscle.
All right, we've reached the culmination of our analysis. Section 5, the 20-minute structure. This is where we take all of this physiological theory and synthesize it into a concrete action plan. So this is what 20 minutes of true focused intensity actually looks like. Minute 0 to 5, a highly specific warm-up. No wandering aimlessly on the treadmill. We are talking joint mobility and light preparatory squats. Then minutes 5 to 17, the main block. 12 minutes of highly concentrated work where you alternate 2 basic exercises, like a push and a pull, doing 3 or 4 sets of each with total control, right near failure. And finally, minutes 17 to 20, the final block. Just a couple of intense sets dedicated to either your legs or your core. And that's the whole shebang. No wandering around the gym trying to figure out what machine to use next. You're condensing the energy of a full hour into one short, highly explosive window.
So based on this explainer, here is a direct, actionable challenge for you. Train just 3 days a week, say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. On those in-between days, take active rest days. Go for a walk, do some stretching. When you go back to the gym, repeat the exact same basic movements. Your only mission, your one real goal is to aim to add just one single repetition more or a tiny bit more weight each time. Track this rigorously for 2 weeks. Because you're accumulating way less fatigue by cutting out an hour of junk volume, you're going to discover that you can attack the next session with incredible strength.
To wrap up, let's leave off with a thought that captures the true essence of today's source material. Results are not built with minutes, they are built with the quality of the stimulus. The next time you walk into the gym, ask yourself, are you just there to put in the time, or are you there to send a clear, undeniable message to your muscles? Stop measuring your success by the clock and start measuring it by your focus and your effort. So what do you say? Are you ready to finally make those 20 minutes count?